I wanted to share my 2 cents with a couple of these computer monitor mounts. Now, recently I just upgraded my computer monitors, and I have another video where one of those has been turned into like a light box. So if you want to check that out, that would be very helpful for my channel and I would appreciate it. However, being the strategic collector, I'm not going to say a hoarder because it's, see, I feel like there's some sort of negative connotation with hoarder, but strategic collector that I am, right? You heard it here first. I am going to try to repurpose these, but one of the things is like they have these crazy windy springs right here, which is not very conducive to what I want to use these for. Now, I'm going to put this one aside, but what I'm thinking of is that what originally sparked this was due to my strategery. I figured that this one, if the spring were to be removed, and some other modifications I'll discuss here in a second, that this could effectively be like an under the cabinet mount for, say, like a tablet or a smartphone or something like this. That way, like, it's out of the way and ideally hid by the cabinets, but whenever you wanted to flip this down and have your tablet, have your tablet going this way or this way, right? You can just do whatever. Now, obviously, this is going to require some modifications to the plate, but you get the idea. However, whenever you first get these, right, there's a plate that it's mounted to for their stand. Whoa, right here. And I took this off, right? The other thing, too, is that there is a spring right here that I had to remove. This little fella right here. I just took a 1/2-inch open-ended wrench, took this out, removed the spring, and then that way I could get full range of motion, because otherwise, why would you want your computer monitor to do this, right? It makes no sense. So whenever they design these, you can either like have it straight up or flat, right? So it just moves like this. Taking out that spring helped me get to the position that I wanted to be in, where I could do a full undermount if I wanted to. Now, I talked about that spring that had to come out, and this one is a little bit tough for me to get to. Right here, there was a couple of these little like bracket pieces or whatever. They just kind of unscrewed and came out. Not a big deal. However, it was still connected with these 4 screws here, and then one in the front right here. Being the strategic collector that I am, right, you can kind of get a visual. This piece right here was connected in the front, and then these are the mounting screws that went from underneath the carriage right here. And whenever you pull this out, right, it's going to have a lot of power, a lot of spring tension behind it. But for what the purposes that I want to reuse this for is completely useless for me. So I just wanted to give a bit of caution, because getting that piece out, you could see how bulky the backer plate was. And removing this, right, whenever it's here, there's little to no force behind it. But as you start storing the energy behind the spring, it could snap back and really do some damage to your person, your hands, your eyes, whatever is in the line of fire. All right, so I just wanted to be cautious for you for that. So whenever I remove this, yeah, it snapped on me, but I was ready for it. So I still got all 10 toes and 11 fingers or whatever. So that's cool. However, whenever it got to this point, I still had to put some spring tension behind it for that backer plate to come out and underneath and pop out and up, so that I could just use this as is, right? So it's not a big deal. But it is kind of cumbersome to get out. I don't want to play it off like it wasn't hard. So with that being said, this piece is right where I want it to be, to try to be, again, more modifications. Maybe I'll make a video about that later if people are interested, but we'll see. So that's this one, right? The other thing I was thinking about, I'm going to bring this one in. Now, this one here, I haven't removed the spring, but you can see, right, similar situation. This thing only moves so much, right? Because why would you need it to go all the way down? You're not going to be looking from, like, your head's not going to be here looking up at your table. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. So I'm going to attempt to remove the spring from this guy here in real time, just so you can get Anvil, get out of the way. Just so you can get a feel for it. Now, there's a couple of screws right here. I already started getting these out. Boom. And then there's one right here in the front. Right here. So I'll get these, and that's cool. Now, the other thing I was thinking about is that while I'd undo this guy, right, this just slides out. Super easy. Way easier than the other one. However, there are still these 2 screws under here and here. So while I'm doing this, I'll just kind of explain what I'm thinking about. And you may have to switch up your your screwdriver situation, but yeah, it is what it is, right? This piece right here, I also used to as a mounting bracket. It was easier for me to use the mounting bracket for this guy onto, well, here, I'll just show you. Onto this, right? So now I have this is my LED light. You can see how I modified it, but I have a video on it, right? That's the one I mentioned earlier. Anyways, enough distractions. So now, what I'm thinking about for this, because like whenever I started getting the pieces, woo, see, you got to be careful. Bloop, spring. And ideally, this will just kind of shoot off. I'll probably have to get these, yeah, I'm probably going to take these off too. These are just plastic ding-dongs. I don't even know if I need these, but I put them back just for demonstrational purposes, at least for the most part. And as my squirrel brain keeps getting distracted, what I'm trying to tell you is that the other idea that I had for this little fella is that, hey, you know what? If you were so inclined, and there are a lot of cool videos online about folks who like to make their own CNC controllers and devices and stuff like that. Like I've seen one where people take apart the DVD drive from an old computer. They reuse it as a CNC that they use Gerbil, Arduino, some sort of microcontroller. And then they just put the pieces together, right? You've got your X and your Y, and then you've got your Z that'll go up and down. Well, I figured this guy would be a good X, right? Because it's got roller bearings. Whoopsie daisy. There's roller bearings. So this guy will move back and forth. Oh, I wonder if it's just that simple. Ouch. See? Be careful. That's what happens, folks. That's what happens. Spring tension. Be smart about it. All right. Well, anyways, so we killed 2 birds with 1 stone on that. Except now the spring is like completely wacky. But, if you're so inclined, you can reuse it. Well, there you go. So then, boom, take these screws out here. And then if you don't need those pieces, parts, whatever. But this guy now, it's got a lot of oomph to it, right? And some range of motion. Actually, this one seems to be a little more stiff. There we go. Than this one. This one is way easier to control. So this might have less... I'm not sure if I'm going to get my terms right, but might require less torque of your motor in order to use this one, because I'm barely putting any force behind this guy. This one, I got to put a little bit of oomph into it. Maybe this needs more lubrication, but whether or not, the case may be, it also depends on your model. But yeah, I figure this could be, long story long, X-axis, right? I'm sure this bolt could be removed from the back. No, it can't, but you can take an angle grinder to it if you needed to modify this plate regardless, which I'm sure you would. But yeah, just something to think about. So I've taken apart this piece right here just to give you a booyah for it. I still kept the nut just in case something would need to go on there. This was the base piece right here. This is not magnetic. This is a neodymium magnet, right? It ain't sticking for nothing. It ain't sticking for nothing. So that's aluminum. And that's the good aluminum too. Not that BS aluminum that's like, if you're trying to do like a DIY forge or whatever, and you're trying to use your not beer cans. This is that good aluminum, dude. That's that castable aluminum. So something else to keep in mind, right? Here's another one. Look, see, it looks like a C. Maybe you just need a C piece of aluminum. See? So that's it. That's my video. There's really no build, but like I say, if Inspire strikes me later on, maybe I'll try to create some sort of CNC out of one of these bad boys, and then the other one I could just do as an undermount for my tablet, which is what I intended to do in my kitchen in the first place. So if you like what you saw and you got a little bit of, yeah, that could be cool. I have one of these laying around, or if you see one at Goodwill or whatever, pick it up and modify it as you may, as you will. Make as you will. And yeah, but if you like that, I got more videos where I just tinker around and mess around in my garage. So I would appreciate a like, subscribe, and thanks for your time. I'll talk to you next time. Peace.